my name is Cheryl Wilson and I'm an abstract artist, and welcome to my channel if you're new, and welcome back from the bottom of my heart if you're returning. I wanted to talk to you today about a topic that has come up with some of the people that I train and just talking with other artists. And it's nothing new. I've mentioned this before, and it's my opinion, but it's also the opinion of many artists. And when you get to this point of realization in your art journey, I think you'll agree with me too. And that is the importance of creating ugly art and the 100 paintings you have to do of ugly art to get there. Now, I'm not saying every painting that you do, your first 100 paintings, is going to be ugly art, but what I'm basically saying, and this is just my opinion from my experience and from other artists, is to allow yourself to do ugly art, accept it, and embrace it. Many times artists will create a piece of art, put it back because it doesn't make the A-list, which means it goes out for, public viewing or the internet, and they go back to it sometimes a week later. I've had paintings I've gone back a year later, and I've just redone them, added more stuff to it, covered up some areas, played with it, and just let the painting sit. Sometimes I completely paint over a painting. But what this video is about, and what I want to get across to you, is the importance of painting at least 100 paintings, and allowing 100 paintings to be ugly. Because once you get past that point of painting 100 paintings, you start to understand your style. At least that's what happened to me. And I started my journey, and the first, I guess, month or so, I didn't start it with in mind thinking I'm going to do this as a career. I did it part-time and as a relaxation when my mother was very sick with Alzheimer's and dementia, and I needed something to relax. And I've always loved art. I've always done some form of art since I was a child. But I chose to start painting. I remember my first painting I did was with my daughter-in-law, and it wasn't the style I paint at all. And I thought that I was going to paint like her, and she's a phenomenal painter. And I know the feeling that a lot of artists that are new have when you have the frustration of you sit down and you paint and you have that desire and you have all your stuff and you think, I want to paint. I want to paint like this artist. I want to emulate them, and I want to do it now. But someone told me very early in my journey, and I didn't like what they said, that give yourself 100 paintings and give yourself 100 ugly paintings to get to the point where you're starting to paint for paintings that you can put out there. I didn't know what that meant at that time. I recently was working with somebody as teaching them art, and they were very frustrated on their paintings. They kept saying, I'm just frustrated. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't like what I've done. I can't get anywhere. And so I further tried to dig deeper into what they were trying to tell me. And I had mentioned several times, you have to paint many, many paintings. You have to practice and practice and practice. And that wasn't sinking in because they really weren't ready to hear that. All they could hear was, if you sit down and you paint and you're diligent, you're going to paint. They wanted to paint like I do in my current state. And after I've already done 1,000 paintings, they wanted to paint like me. And I waited until they were able to really hear me, and I said, you have to do at least 100 paintings. And I said, don't get frustrated though. If you get frustrated along the way, you're not going to allow yourself that room to grow and explore and play and take risks. If you think that every painting you do has to be that perfect painting, you're not going to allow yourself the ability to grow. So I want to bring in along the way some samples of things I did to get to where I could tolerate the 100 paintings and tolerate all the ugly paintings. And one of them was I cut out these small pieces of paper, and I implore you to do this. You can either do 8x8, you can do like here's a little one. I think this is like maybe a 6x6. Cut up 100 of these. Start with 25 in front of you and just go through and just make marks on them, write words on them, color on them, just do something on them. Get the paper started. Take a pencil and just start writing, on a few your thoughts, and write some more. Write like a diary. And then just keep putting them to the side and keep grabbing them, cycle them around, and then just start adding paint. Add circles on your paint. Add marks of any kind. And by the time you get done with around 100, you're going to start to see the things that you really like in your painting style. You may not understand what you don't like, and that's another step. But you'll start to look at the paintings in front of you, and even if you have them in front of you and you wait until they dry and come back the next day or so, grab some more, paint on top, add more marks, more colors. You're going to get to the point where you're going to say, oh, I like that, and put that one to the side, and then do some more, put that to the side. When you do these paintings, and I actually did 100 of these small paintings several times. I choose once a year actually to cut up small paintings and just do this process. And through that process, you're going to see a change in the markings you make and things that you may have learned through the year. You may have learned from another artist. You may have learned through, I started recently doing landscapes, abstract landscapes. So I would say that a lot of my little paintings would emulate some of that. But you're going to see the things you like. And then I've mentioned this in several of my videos. Just start writing down on a piece of paper. Have a running list of things I love. And I love circles. I love the spiral. You'll see that spiral. You'll see the infinity sign in a lot of my art. And when you're painting and as you're growing and as you're painting small canvases, big canvases, a lot of these marks and tools and things that you've put in these smaller paintings will start to come back into your larger paintings. But if you don't allow yourself that time, if you don't allow yourself the risk-taking process, the relaxation of painting and practicing and practicing and practicing, and sure, you'll sell paintings along the way. You'll give some as gifts, and those lucky people who get those first paintings, when down the road 10 years and now 5 years from now, when you're really going as an artist, they'll cherish those first paintings you have. You'll see the benefit of not giving up along the way and not expecting too much from yourself. not expecting that, I used to look at Joan Mitchell's paintings. Well, I still do, but I used to initially look at her art and I would try to paint one of her paintings and I couldn't do it. I didn't understand why, when it would get done, all my paint was muddy. I had to learn what papers use, what brushes I felt good using, what brushes did what, the bristles of the brushes, what mediums do, thin paints, thick paints. You can take all the courses you want, but until you sit down and start implementing your painting and learning your techniques and your style, you're not going to come out on the other end with a style that is you. Now, I like to do a lot of things. I like small canvases. I love big canvases. I like to do paintings on paper. I like some mixed media. So I do different things. I don't have one particular style, but I always go back to the same type of a basic painting style that is me, and it's almost like what's on my shirt. But it took me over 100 paintings, and it took me 100 ugly paintings to get to that. So I hope that you find this encouraging along the way. I hope you find that you give yourself that time and allow yourself to paint 100 ugly paintings, and to not feel it's a waste of time, not feel it's a waste of paint. It is not. And not feel that you can take risks to get there, because you've got to go through that to get to the other side. And I guarantee you, every artist that has gotten to the point where they're selling their paintings or they feel good about their work has told me the same thing, that they have to, it's like a light bulb goes off and all of a sudden you say, okay, I get it now. And that's what I want for you. So I hope this has been helpful. I'm going to try to put this video out the next day or so, because I'm going to be traveling, and I have set up videos once a week while I'm gone. And I think there's some good ones coming up, so I hope you are excited about that. But I am going to be a new grandmother. This will be the second. And I'm going to go help my son and daughter-in-law with my 2-year-old grandson, and be there for the birth of my my granddaughter, Scarlett. So videos will be coming out, but I wanted to get this out there because it's been on my heart, and I wanted to share it with you for what it's worth. And you don't have to agree. Things I say, you don't have to agree, but there is some merit to what I'm saying. So I hope it's been helpful. And again, thank you for joining me. And I just hope you have a lovely painting day and just enjoy the process.